What's going on, community? What a crazy week in the space, guys. So there's a couple of things outside of the space, and then I'm gonna really jump on all the LL news. So the couple of things going on kind of outside of our immediate ecosystem I think is really wild is obviously, guys, BTC, just an absolute silly parabola. It's jumping off, it's huge. And what's different about this pump to me is the narrative matches the chart, right? We're seeing that kind of mysterious player who keeps buying and buying and buying. I think it's in like $4 million increments a day. All the ETF news, closer to happenings, more and more adoption in other places. You're seeing Max Kaiser and all the BTC maxis are out here just absolutely doing victory laps. I'm really excited to see BTC just absolutely just blowing off, and it gets eyes, right? Like that's when people talk about crypto, right? So even if they come for the chart and they stay for DeFi, I'm more than happy with that response. So it's really cool to see just green candles, a little positivity in the space. The other one that is really wild is El Salvador. They had talked about doing kind of like a 3 BTC citizenship. They've got volcano bonds. Obviously it's legal tender here, but they put out what they're calling the Freedom Visa, and it's a citizenship by investment style program with you can put up $1 million in either BTC or USDT. I thought that was really wild to see USDT. So we're seeing, again, we've talked, you see multiple people, and you guys understand how big I am on stablecoins, but stablecoins so far have been the killer app. Like if we're looking at what crypto's really done, stablecoins are probably the most prominent use case that we have so far, and we're seeing that expand, right? And we're seeing DeFi expand. Now being able to purchase things like citizenship, that's wild. Little Easter egg, we'll have some more on citizenship and a few different things with some case studies and people already using USDL and liquid loans for some really cool stuff. So we'll have more there, but we're getting that energy churn back up. We're getting close to the bull market, and bull markets are awesome, not just for price, but they get everybody re-engaged again, right? Like gives us another chance to take a crack at some of the more mainstream, whether it's VC players or just mainstream media or just, all our onboards, friends and family. When the charts go parabola again, it at least gets them engaged. Now you want to be careful by the top. There's all that stuff to it, but it gives us all a chance to get them involved, right? Like this is how we make noise. Really excited to see how El Salvador plays out. And then for the ecosystem, so we did see a pullback, not caused by liquidations, that was there. The system was very resilient. We've seen something around like 10% of the vaults have been liquidated over that time. But what's really interesting is if you look at our vault page that we have there in the analytics, look at that table, it actually goes down, which means that you can tell that a few of those liquidations, those players have went and opened other vaults. Now, why that's really interesting is it goes to show again that liquidations are very different in our ecosystem than they are with like margin trading, because you're seeing players immediately open back up and do different things. So it could be a combination of newer users just pushing on the edge, aggressive users just doing different plays where they're willing to take that 10% because they're aggressively somewhere else. And the other is people trying to take advantage of really interesting USDL ARBs where some of those things can be incentivized. So like we're seeing people use DeFi. We have over 650 open vaults. 650. Last I checked with Liquidity, they were just around the 900 mark. 3 years on ETH, a week on PulseChain, and look how close we are, guys. Like that's the kind of adoption. Over 27 million in TVL, over 12 million USDL minted. The yield is just flowing in. It's insane, guys. Like everything's worked flawlessly. You're seeing how many people are out here championing just being able to use the front end, understanding the protocol. It's amazing, guys. Could not be happier. We're seeing PLS kind of recover a bit. Hopefully we'll see if we get on one of these parabola moves. There was a pretty solid run of days there in November. Be interesting to see again. Now you get into that tax harvesting. Do we push end of year? So there's a lot of narratives that we'll see moving around. It'll be really interesting to see again if we go parabola, how many more people move in. Because that's something that's interesting about LL is not only as we see PLS price move, do we get larger players being able to take larger positions, but it also opens up the amount of players who can take positions as well. So if someone's sitting on, 4 figures, as we raise up, they may be in a position where they do feel comfortable, opening up a vault. So we don't just open up the value, but we open up participation. So I'm really excited to see PLS price rip for all kinds of reasons. Guys, I'm bullish. Now with loan, again, we saw an ugly chart initially. Again, it is what it is. You can't program a chart. We're seeing a ton of liquidity flow in. The LP is thickening. We're seeing a big kind of jump off the bottom. And again, those players are getting paid out with a ton of yield to watch other people kind of chop the chart. I don't make forward-facing price calls, but It's a lot of yield to be sitting around holding loans. So again, we'll see how many more people want to keep taking a larger position in the loan pool, but it's just adoption, all right? Like all the numbers, it's about adoption, right? Like whenever you see that amount of users and energy come into things, you're just going to see positive stuff work out. So look at the volume of transactions on PLS, look at the amount of people providing liquidity. Again, it has brought life to the chain, and I can't wait to see more projects that are building on top, more front ends, all the other cool stuff that we have going on. Guys, this is it. This is the we are back moment, right? I feel like we've got a bit of a jewel here. We're gonna have more updates with Fetch coming. Gonna see big green candles closer to the happening. Guys, bull markets, baby. LL is live. The chain it's got some air in its lungs. This is it, guys. We are back.